Hello YouTube and those Phasmo gamers out there, how's it going? I am Timmy Wolf and we got another great video for you for our academy, and this time we are going to be doing something for those professionals out there, or the semi-pros wanting to learn to be professional. We are going to learn how to loop the ghost, and it's a very exciting way to play the game, and it definitely gives a different feel and more of a challenge in terms of trying to avoid the ghost and figuring out what the ghost is without very little evidence. So we will essentially play around with different kinds of looping that is out there. You don't have to necessarily loop the ghost the entire time. You could essentially loop the ghost for a little bit, and once the ghost gets too fast maybe, then you can smudge it, go into another part of the house and kind of like loop the ghost in a different area. So I think Tanglewood is probably one of the best places to loop the ghost, as well as Willow. Willow is a really good place to loop the ghost. And we will also play around with maybe Psycho-Hypnotic. Psycho-Hypnotic is probably the king of looping. He actually is well known for looping revenants around coffee tables and cranking up the ghost speed at 150% speed and looping it around the same coffee table. So if you ever want to see like an absolute king and legend at looping the ghost, check out Psycho-Hypnotic and he will really teach you some really sick stuff. But right now we will do kind of like a basic introduction to looping the ghost to a more professional way to loop the ghost. And we will play around with all different kinds of settings and ways to loop it and to hide from it and to essentially avoid the ghost at different speeds. Of course, we're not going to know what ghost we're going to get. We're just going to dive into the game and essentially go to different locations. And I will even show you guys a really cool speed run strat that I've been doing to power level. And it's a little bit of a different modifier than what the speedrunners are doing. Apparently there's a team of speedrunners that are already like at Prestige 12 and 20, just doing the same modifier over and over again, which is absolutely disgusting, because I mean, I don't know what the point of that is, right? I think the investigation part of Phasmo is crucial to its success. So for speedrunners to essentially exploit the game as much as they possibly can and just guess the ghost and leave after the first hunt, it doesn't make sense to me. We tried that in a previous stream. I didn't like it. I did a few modifications to the speedrunner strat, and I was still figuring out the ghost probably 70 or 80% of the time. It was just maybe like a touch bit slower. I waited for maybe 2 or 3 hunts and then left the location, and I was able to get the ghost right most of the time. So it's almost better statistically to do it my way, to have a lower modification so that you can essentially test the ghost a little bit more and still get a really good payout. So we will explore that, and I will show you guys my customization so yeah, you guys can give it a shot. But right now we are gonna dive into Tanglewood and give you guys a bit of an introduction to what looping is all about. And yes, I would call this probably professional level. So if you're a beginner or if you're not comfortable with hunts, this might not necessarily be the challenge for you guys, but at least if you guys know what looping is all about and, you know, practice it and want to give it a shot, this is a great video for you guys. So this is fantastic. And this video was recommended for me to make and custom make by my community. So yeah, there's probably plenty of people that want to learn how to loop the ghost. This video is definitely for you guys. So let's do this. So let's go to my gaming screen. Here we are. Right now I am level 61. I'm a very casual player. I don't have a lot of time to play, so it's very awesome to have a power leveling modifier that I've been using from time to time to essentially keep up with a lot of other streamers and a lot of other gamers out there. So right now we are level 61. I did some power leveling actually earlier today and got about 5 levels in just maybe like about an hour. That I know that sounds pretty sick and crazy, but yeah, this is I love looping the ghost and trying to figure out what the ghost is with no evidence. And looping is a great way to figure out so many ghosts because you're getting a lot of behavior from their hunts and essentially getting information not from the evidence but just how the ghost does things, hunts, and behaves. So it's actually pretty OP. Oh, and I should probably get rid of my sub counter. I keep forgetting to remove that. That's more for my streams on Twitch. All right, so let's get started. So right now, let's go to Tanglewood and give you guys a bit of an introduction to what it means to loop the ghost. And as you can see, my loadout is essentially very bare bones. Of course, you're gonna have all your starter items, and as you can see, we are already unlocking some tier 3 equipment. So I'm very excited. I'll be streaming tomorrow morning and the next day after that. So I'm very excited to try out all these items. But for this video, we're gonna be using level 1 smudge sticks, and level 1 smudge sticks are actually very important for looping because when it repels the ghost, it repels the ghost at max speed, so it's actually walking away from you without slowing the ghost down. If you use a tier 2 smudge, it slows the ghost and it won't be repelled from you for a long distance, right? If you use a tier 3 smudge, it keeps the ghost in one spot, right? It stuns the ghost, and then after the repel is complete, it's gonna come after you. So it's gonna it's not going to move, so you're going to have to move away from the ghost rather than the ghost moving away from you. You want to try and stay within your looping position after repelling it, so it's always best to use a tier 1 smudge for looping. We're not going to be taking any sanity pills. We're going to have no sanity, and I will show you my modifier that I'm going to be using for this challenge. And it's going to be nice to kind of bring in maybe a paramic, some salt, maybe some candles, some crucies. These are for essentially testing purposes to get secondary evidence, as it's called, and it's essentially using the ghost behavior to be like, oh, okay, well, it's interacting with the candles more than any other ghost, or it's using the crucifix more than any other ghost, right? And then, of course, the starter items just come with every mission, so no reason to try and remove them because they don't cost you anything, so it's kind of nice. And so we're gonna add in this loadout, and it should be all good. Yep, perfect. We're going to Tanglewood, and here's my customization. So this is gonna be a 10 times modifier. This is one that I use for the houses, right? So it's very pitch black in the houses, very dark, so it's really good to bring a flashlight with you. So we're gonna go with starter sanity 0. No pills. Well, we're not going to care about draining a sanity. We're going to have sprinting on in the houses, though. You can turn this off, but then it's more of repelling the ghosts to keep yourself alive rather than looping. So we're going to have sprinting on, player speed 100, flashlights on, and we are going to lose our items if we die, but I want the experience. If you turn this off, your reward system is going to go all the way to 0, as you can see, right? So we don't want that. We want to continue leveling even with this video. And for the ghosts tab, we're going to have the ghost speed at 100. You can challenge yourself and crank it up to 150, but then it's not going to be about looping. It'll be more about repelling the ghost. So we're going to keep it that at 100. Roaming frequency and changing room. This increases the difficulty because if it changes favorite room into the room that you're in, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But it makes it really fun. Now we're going to have the grace period at 1 second. Now grace period is very important because that's essentially what it means is when the ghost is going to come after you once it starts hunting. So if you give yourself a grace period, that's essentially a cooldown before the ghost can start chasing you during the hunt, right? Now if you put this at 0 and the ghost spawns right on top of you, you're dead. You are absolutely dead. You're gonna have 0 time to react to it. You won't even know that it hunted. You're just instantly dead, right? If it spawns on top of you. If you give yourself 1 second, you could probably move yourself just a few inches away from the ghost before, you know, it starts to hunt, and just gives you a little bit of reaction time to start looping the ghost. So it's actually very crucial to probably have your grace period at 1. Of course, you can crank it up as much as you want, but if you want that really juicy modifier, you want to essentially like take it down as much as you possibly can, right? Hunt duration, we're gonna actually have this on high, which makes it a lot more challenging, because if the ghost starts to speed up as you're looping it, it's gonna get slowly reach to max speed, and then the ghost is gonna be much faster than you. So we're gonna try that, and this is gonna give us a chance to loop the ghost more for the demo. This doesn't matter. This matters when you're playing multiplayer. So whenever the ghost kills a player, if you have this on high, it's just gonna increase the hunt duration, right? And evidence, we don't need evidence. This is for professionals, right? So we don't need evidence. Setup time is gonna be 0, so the ghost is gonna essentially hunt us at any time as soon as we enter the house. We're gonna have clear weather. We're gonna change this to fog when we show our speedrun strat. Doors open, that doesn't really matter. We're gonna have no hiding places, guys. So this is essentially where you're gonna want to probably use Tanglewood or Willow, so that you can loop the ghost in multiple spots. If the ghost ends up changing its favorite room in your location where you want to loop it, and maybe you're gonna be like, okay, I need to get out of this room, I'm gonna start looping the ghost in another room, and it's gonna be very, very important to really depend on your looping skill rather than trying to hide and smudge, right? We're gonna have fuse box on, actually, because it's so dark in the house. It's so dark, so it's gonna be pretty crucial to get as much lighting as possible, not only to help you loop the ghost, but to figure out what the ghost is so that you can see the blinking and such. And especially when it comes to the phantom, you're gonna hardly see. So if you're looping a phantom, that's probably one of your most trickiest ghosts to essentially loop on top of the very, very fast ghosts, right? We won't care about where the fuse box is. It's only going to be in 2 spots for both Willow and Tanglewood. And no cursed possessions, they're not needed because the ghost is going to hunt pretty quickly anyways. So let's apply those and let's dive in. Now, if you want to increase the difficulty of looping, I'll explain this more as we go do the looping. But if you keep your flashlight on while you're looping, the ghost will always be able to track you, unless if it's a yokai. Sometimes yokais will lose track of you even with your flashlight on, and then start moving off into another room. It's like, well, I know what the ghost is, right? So it's actually very looping the ghost is actually very good for figuring out the yokai. So we're essentially going to bring in a flashlight and 1 smudge and a lighter. And let's jump into the house. Now, the scary part about doing the houses at 0 sanity, and we're going to turn down the music. The scary thing is it's going to be able to hunt as soon as you enter in the house. So sometimes the ghost will give you a little bit of a brief and allow you to wander into your looping spot. Because essentially in this house, we want to rush for the kitchen and hope that the ghost isn't in the kitchen, right? Yeah, because if you enter the house, you gotta go all the way to the kitchen, try and turn on as many lights as you can before the ghost hunts. If the ghost hunts you as soon as you enter the door, you're kind of hooped. You have to like smudge right away, then you're gonna lose your ability to protect yourself with the smudge that you carried, and then you have to really rely on looping. And if it's a fast ghost, ooh, it's gonna be very, very deadly. And yes, we're gonna lose our equipment if we die. So all right, let's rush for the kitchen. Go, 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 run. Wait a minute, did I? Oh shit, do I have the breaker off, or did the ghost already turn off the breaker? Oh boy, I might want to rush for the breaker. Oh, the breaker's downstairs. Oh, this is bad. This is bad, folks. I'm gonna have to look at my modifier. Maybe I had the breaker. Oh, maybe I turned it off to... Okay. Well, at least the ghost didn't hunt me, so that's kind of nice. And I think I heard a ghost interaction in the distance, so we should be safe. Oh, there we go. Ghost is hunting. Let's see how fast the ghost is. Now, the way I like to loop is if the ghost sounds slow or... Oh no, I think this might be a phantom, guys. If the ghost sounds slow, like right now, or average speed, then I'm actually more than willing to... Oh yeah, this is definitely a phantom. Oh god. Oh god. It's gonna be very hard to see where the ghost is. Oh, the ghost is starting to speed up. Oh boy. Alright, that was a good demo. I'm gonna go with phantom and leave, because this ghost is gonna be very, very hard to loop. But we essentially did successfully loop it because we kept the ghosts fairly slow by crouching below the island. So this is where it gets really, really very, very cool, because if you stand up and allow the ghost to see you, right, while looping, the ghost is going to be able to speed up because it's got line of sight of you. If you crouch down below the islands, the ghost will have a fairly good idea where you are and will continue to loop you. However, you are breaking line of sight, so there is a chance that the ghost will either walk away from you if you turn the corner on the island, or it's going to keep looping you, but it's never going to speed up because it never has line of sight of you, right? But if you allow the ghost to turn the corner and see you for a short time before you corner around the island, it's going to start slowly speeding up with every little spurt that it sees you, right? So you might have noticed that the phantom did speed up just a touch whenever it did catch a glimpse of me, but not enough to really be very, very deadly whenever I was looping the ghost. And I never did hit the dash button, so that's what's really, really nice about keeping the ghost speed nice and low, so that you can just comfortably loop it without having to essentially hit the dash button or, you know, feel like you're in a lot of danger, right? And there you go. We just made a quick $2,000 and no figuring out a ghost that was pretty obvious. And you might be thinking, wait, how did he figure that out so quickly? But yes, it was a phantom because of the way it was blinking. It was nearly invisible more than half the time. So if you ever see a ghost blinking like that, you know that you're dealing with a phantom. So that was pretty awesome. I didn't really get to loop the ghost very much, but so we'll hop back in. But just because it was a phantom, I didn't necessarily want to loop it for a longer period of time. Though, ain't no way. If that ghost starts to speed up for any particular reason, then yeah, it's going to be very hard to track it. So let's go back in. Also, when you're doing power leveling missions like this with only hunts, if you get any objectives that require you to repel or cleanse or escape the hunt, oh, you're gonna make a sick amount of money. So we're gonna be able to get at least 2 of these. We're not gonna care about the EMF. It's all about smudging and evading the ghost when it comes to these kind of challenges and looping the ghost. And essentially what looping is all about is survival, right? Like, oh boy. Speaking of survival, oh god. And I have to do this in the dark? You stinky ghost. Oh god. Maybe I should turn off my flashlight. So just because we're crouched behind the island, this actually works quite well as a hiding spot. The ghost is doing some weird speed adjustments. I'm thinking that this might be a onto, guys. Alright, let's turn on the breaker. Alright, let's start looping the ghost, but... Oh wait, the breaker was on? Oh, so the first mission... Okay. The ghost did end up turning the breaker off. You stinky ghost. Okay. So if you ever want to loop the ghost, it's so much better with the lights on. As you can see, it was so dark without the breaker on, so it would have been very hard to loop the ghost. You could still you can still hear the ghost and kind of get a visual with just your hearing on where the ghost might be, like around the island, but oof, it just makes it so much more difficult. And I wanted to keep my flashlight off because I didn't quite know the behavior of the ghost yet, but this ghost does sound pretty regular speed, so we're gonna be able to loop it fairly. Wait, excuse me, where's the ghost? Oh no, it's a crawling child. Oh no. Okay, it's starting to speed up. Look out. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, it's a Nobaki. Did you guys see the ghost change model? Oh god. Hey, we figured out the ghost. But yeah, the crawling models are, oh, they're so difficult to loop. They're almost as bad as phantoms, maybe even worse. But yeah, there you go. We actually saw the ghost model change. It went from the crawling child model to like the big granny model. So there you go. We just figured out the ghost. Let's pack her in. We got 2 objectives. Oh man, we're gonna get some sick money here. And yes, I did have to start dashing because the ghost did catch line of speed and it was starting to loop around the island pretty quickly. But I lost track of it. I was not sure where the ghost is, so that's why it got so much faster, because I completely lost track of it. There you go, guys. Holy, this is gonna be a sick payout. Holy shit. Woo! Holy smokes, yo! There's actually a much faster way to do this, which is just even more disgusting. But this is essentially what the speedrunners have been doing in this game. They've been probably playing 5, 10 hours a day, just doing these loop challenges and figuring out what the ghost is. The way they're doing it is a very, very high multiplier and then just kind of guessing the ghost. I don't like that. I like to know what the ghost is whenever I do loop it and do an investigation. And this is why, because if you're accurate most of the time, every time you loop the ghost and figure out the ghost, you're going to get a sick amount of money still, and the statistics say that you're going to make just as much experience or more being more accurate in terms of figuring out what the ghost is. So there you guys go. That was absolutely awesome. Now, as you can see, once the ghost starts getting pretty fast to the point where you're going to run out of dash and be out of breath, that's when you're going to have to smudge the ghost and essentially reset yourself to get ready to loop the ghost again. And of course, we only have 1 smudge stick, so once that smudge stick is up and the ghost is getting increasingly faster, ooh, you want to essentially try and put as much space away from you and the ghost as much as possible, so that it can end the hunt before it starts catching you for a second time. So it gets pretty scary, so it's just be very, very mindful of that. Let's go back to Tanglewood, and maybe what we'll do this time is just stay with the ghost longer. But it's kind of nice to be able to power level while doing this video, because there you go. We just had 2 ghosts that were pretty obvious, so I was like, well, I'm gonna take it because it's just extra money, right? So if this ghost is obvious, we will just loop it a little bit more, just to give you guys a better idea on different ways to loop. But that's what makes the island in the kitchen so OP. Wait, are we gonna be able to get some of these? We could get one. Now, if it's a ghost that is very tricky or hard to figure out, that's where you're gonna start wanting to use your secondary evidence. So you could definitely get in candles to see if it's on Rio. You can essentially put down crucifix to see the range of how the ghost hunts. So if the range is huge and you're not quite sure where the ghost is hunting from, and the crucifix stops it, then you're probably going to be dealing with a demon. Then you could also play with the camera. Oh, the camera is actually really, really good to figure out if it's a mimic. Even with no evidence, the mimic will always show orbs. So if you see orbs right away, whenever you play a map, or you just want to kind of figure out what the ghost is, and you see orbs, boom, mimic. Easy peasy. Or you could wait a few hunts and essentially test how fast the ghost is and if it's changing its behavior. And if it is doing so and it seems to be identifying as different ghosts, you're gonna be essentially looking at a mimic. So there's so many amazing ways to figure out the ghost. I don't know if I'm gonna ever do a ghost guide, but whenever I see a particular ghost, I will give you guys a bit of a quick brief about it and why I knew it was that particular ghost. And I will also link an amazing ghost guide for you guys in every single Academy video that is always updated. Apparently, I think they updated again as soon as this patch came out, and it's such a great website. So be sure to check it out in the descriptions if you haven't seen it. Maybe in another video I will display it and give you guys a bit of a tutorial on how to identify the ghosts. I think that's gonna be really good. I might call that, I don't know if that would be semi-pro or beginner. Probably beginner, right? That would be a pretty cool video, and we'll definitely do that for the Academy. But right now, let's just figure out looping the ghosts, and I will briefly let you guys know how I figured out the ghost if I see that the ghost model is something that I was like, oh, okay, I know what this ghost is. Let's quickly turn on some lights. Go, 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 go. Rush for the kitchen. Run. Get as many lights as possible. And for ghosts that are like very, very fast or have very, very difficult hunting mechanics, being able to escape into the garage is really, really good. Or if the ghost ends up being in the kitchen with you, then you can start looping in the garage and then come around into the kitchen to use the island. And before you turn on your flashlight, it's good to get a gauge of how fast the ghost is going to be. If it sounds like normal speed, we can probably turn on our flashlight and lure the ghost over to us. This is also a really, really good yokai test. Okay, it seems like a pretty normal ghost. It's not an oni or a phantom. As you can see, the ghost is staying the same speed because we're never allowing it to gain line of sight of us. That's definitely not a yokai. So as long as you keep crouched and never allow the ghost to get line of sight of you, it's never going to change speed. Oh no, you turned off the breaker, you bastard. No, it's going to be all the way in the basement. So there's a lot of really cool tricks and tips when it comes to looping the ghost. If you want to lure the ghost to you and always have the ghost target you, keep your flashlight on, you can essentially make a challenge using your flashlight. And by the way, this is a tier 3 flashlight, which is, look how powerful it is. God damn, it's almost too bright. Too bright. Oh, here comes the ghost. Let's see if the ghost is changing behaviors. Still sounds like average speed. Yeah. Let's see if it changes model or anything like that. It's still staying as the grandma. We can essentially allow the ghost to get line of sight of us to see if it's a djinn. See if it has that charging ability. Oh, I'm running out of sprint. No! Oh, that was a good loop. But, oh man, like the art of looping is essentially managing your dash, right? So you want to try and walk normally as much as you can and just lightly hit your dash button from time to time, but allowing a balance between walking and dashing so that you don't run out of stamina, especially for very, very fast ghosts. Now, some professional loopers actually enjoy having the ghost at max speed and actually looping the ghost while standing. That is something I'm not good at, but I mean, if you want to go buck wild and you're just really, really good at cutting the corners nice and sharp and, you know, using your dash at the best of your ability, I mean, you can still loop the ghost at max speed. Another cool way to loop the ghost is around this coffee table. Oh, if you've ever heard of a streamer named Psycho Hypnotic, he is definitely the king of looping. So if you ever want to check out someone absolutely insane when it comes to looping the ghost, you can definitely watch Psycho. Let's see if the ghost does a dash. Nope, it doesn't dash. Okay, so it's not a djinn. You need the breaker on in order to figure out if it's a djinn. And you also need a little bit of distance between you and the ghost in order to get the dash ability from the djinn. Now, this is going to be a very, very stinky ghost. It's not a phantom, it's not an oni, it's not twins, never change behavior, probably not mimic, not Thay, not Dio, not Moroi, not a Raiju. Now what's cool is if you're holding a flashlight, the ghost can siphon the power from your flashlight, so it will speed up as it's charging you. It was not a Hantu, not a Rev. It hasn't been teleporting on us, it hasn't been following us around, so probably not a Banshee. Never changed ghost models, so probably not Obake. You could hear it from pretty far away, so I don't think it's a Myling. Definitely not a yokai because it has been tracking our flashlight the entire time. I don't think it's a demon because the demons have abilities to hunt you as soon as 20 seconds is up between the hunts. So I don't think it's demon. It could probably be like, it's going to be a very, very difficult ghost to figure out. I don't think it's a djinn. It's throwing a lot of stuff, but not as much as a poltergeist, I feel. So look at that. Just from, what was that, 2 hunts? We were able to narrow it down to this many ghosts. That's the power of looping, which is absolutely crazy. It doesn't seem to be making us wait for a long period of time, so probably not a shade. You know what? This is a great opportunity to essentially use our secondary evidence. Now the problem is we're going to have to kind of figure out where the ghost is coming from. Like where the ghost room is. We won't worry about mimic because we've had multiple hunts and never changed behavior. So let's bring in a crucifix, I think. Oh boy, we're not going to have... room for a lighter or a smudge. You know what? Ooh, this is gonna be a little tricky. Now it's very, very dark in there, so the only thing we're gonna have is igniter light. So let's, oh god, oh god. This is bad. Let's hope that the ghost doesn't find us here. Oh no, oh god. Oh shit, this is bad. This is very bad. As you can see, when you're in the dark, it's so hard to... Oh god. Stop that. There we go. It's so hard to track where the ghost is. So you're just going hardcore on the sound of the ghost. I still don't quite know where the ghost room is. And this sounds like it's hunting like from the foyer or maybe the dining room. Let's turn on some lights here. I did turn off the breaker, so it might be like a mare. So you're kind of like figuring out ghost behavior through what it does, right? Is it gonna maybe throw something to let me know where it is? Come on, throw something. What's the name of the ghost? Joe Walker, Joe Mama. Joe Walker, where are ya? Give us a sign. Where are you, ghosty? I'd love to throw this cruci in the ghost room and use secondary evidence to maybe figure out the ghost. Aha! You're in here. So we did smudge the ghost. Oh god, those radio sounds are haunted. So, okay. We're gonna essentially use our secondary evidence to figure out what this ghost is. Let's test for the Unreal. Oh, wait, I don't need those. I need the candles. Now, as long as there's candles in the room that are lit, the Unreal will never be able to hunt. But if it does blow out up to 3 candles and there's no more candlelight nearby, it's gonna hunt immediately. So be very, very careful with the Unreal. And essentially it's the Unreal blowing out 3 consecutive candles in a row, right? It doesn't have to blow 3 candles out all at the same time, just in a row, and then it will start hunting, right? But if there is a candle that is still lit in the room with it, and it blows out 3 candles, it's not going to be able to hunt, and then it's going to have to essentially reset and blow out 3 more candles in order for it to use its hunting ability, which is a very, very cool thing. So we're going to be in the room with this ghost. Oh god. Well, there you go. It's not unreal. It hunted even when there's candles in the room. So that was very, very gutsy. And oh my god. Oh, okay. Oh, this could be a mare, guys. Mares have that ability to smash the lights quite often. Every ghost can do it, but if it does it quite consistently, then it's probably a mare. And it is on our list. Yeah, it's definitely not on Rio. So that was very, very cool. And we also know is it's not a shade. Shades cannot hunt you unless if they're bugged if you're standing in the room with it. And if you're doing it multiplayer, as long as one person is in the room with it, it's not gonna hunt. So don't worry about, everyone having to be in the room, or, it's only a multiplayer thing. Oh no, no, no. If it's solo and if there's one person standing in the room, the shade cannot hunt unless if it's bugged. So this could be, I think it's going to be between probably a Goryo or a mare. It did the mare light smash and did turn off the breaker, so I think it's probably going to be a mare. It could be a Goryo because Goryos will never leave its favorite room, and it has been kind of hunting in that general area the entire time, and it has taken a while to come and find us in the kitchen. But I think I'm gonna go with mare just because it turned off the light as soon as we were hanging out with it and busted the lights, right? So I'm gonna go mare, but this is a very, very general, educated opinion, right? We could essentially do more testing, but then it's just gonna take, more time and such. And the Yuri, well, Yuris just absolutely stink. They kind of are the average. It's like the mimic wannabe. It just tries to be multiple ghosts. Now I did hear, actually, while it was hunting it kind of did double touch a door. Yuris are known to have the ability to slam doors or even give doors a double touch, in consecutive order. So, oh no. So it essentially gave the appeal of the Goryo hunting from the same room over and over again. But then it did a mare light smash, and then I also heard a double touch of a door. So it's just like, oh god, it could essentially be any of these three. So when you have a very, very average ghost that needs like additional, like a lot of investigation, um, secondary evidence to figure out, when you're doing these looping speedrun challenges, it's essentially better just to guess. And if you get it wrong, then whatever. But those are very stinky ghosts when it comes to just like no evidence runs, right? So I think I'm gonna go mare, but ooh, I think it might be a Goryo too. It's gonna be, I think it's a 50-50 chance. But watch it become a yokai, right? Yokais are just, they kind of act like any ghost, really. Let's see what we get here. Oh, oh! I wanted to go Goryo so hard, because it really did feel like it was hunting the same location, right? But then it did the mirror light smash, and then it kind of did the Yuri double touch when it was hunting. So it's like, oh, so you can get debated very, very hard. But even if you get the ghost wrong when you're doing these looping challenges, or just looping the ghost in general to avoid death and just essentially just getting away from the ghost entirely. Yeah. But yeah, that was a very, very tricky ghost for sure. But there you go. Like when you get multiple abilities from the ghost, you have to really think about it to get the ghost right. And yeah, I probably should have went with Goryo because it did feel like it was hunting from the same location over and over again. All right, so that was pretty cool. Now we can try the looping challenge at Willow. and show you how to do it there. Now the ghost never really got fast enough for us to smudge it and then head for the garage, right? So we're gonna have to probably do that if we get like a Moroi or a Thay. And if the ghost is fast, you could essentially protect yourself by smudging the ghost, letting the ghost run out the room, and then duck down with your flashlight off behind the island. But like it did, I think with the Scorio, it did come back, and I was like, "Oh crap, I went, I might die here." So it gets a little bit hairy. But there you go. That was a really good demonstration of looping it and using secondary evidence to figure out the ghost without using evidence items. So it's pretty sweet, man. There's so many ways to play this game. So many ways. I think that's probably the best part of Phasmo because it's a very simplistic game, but it's so complex in how you can play it. Like it's just and the ghosts having as many abilities as they do, like every single one of them is an individual ghost that can do different things, which is so good. Because demonologists essentially are trying to do the same, where they're giving ghosts different behavior, but it's so generalized and the hunts make no sense and you never really know what the ghosts can do in that game that it just doesn't feel nearly as finished and complex as Phasmo, right? And I think Demonologist is trying to essentially try and be multiple games all at once. It's like a puzzle game, it's a riddle game, it's a ghost hunting game, it's an action game, it's a horror game. So it's just like, what is Demonologist trying to be, right? That's my biggest pet peeve about Demonologist. But I mean, it is a really cool game. I do like it. The riddles are pretty interesting. Some of the riddles and puzzles are just like, I think it's almost like clickbait. It's like, oh, try and solve this riddle and see if you guys can figure it out. It's just so that they can like lure more people to play it and be like, oh man, I've spent 100 hours trying to figure out this riddle, right? It's just like, oh, good. So I just think it's they have ways to like bait their audience, and it's just like this isn't the way to get people to play your game. All right, so we gotta turn on some lights, rush to the kitchen, and go 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 go. Oh, we got a bone. Go go go. Do you hear that throw? This might actually be Polter, maybe. Okay, hopefully it's not in the kitchen. I think that throw was either garage or in this hallway. Let's hope that's not a teleporting ghost. So if it is a Polter, we will loop it around this. Oh, it's doing a lot of throwing over there. Oh god. Oh boy, those were some pretty mad throws. Oh god, it double backed. No. Oh god. Oh god. Now we're just trying to save our own skin. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Oh god. I'm out of sprint. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. No 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 no. Oh. We live. I'm alive. Holy shit, bro. Oh, whoa. Oh, man. That was absolutely brutal. Oh. So, you guys want to loop a ghost? Oh, man, that was absolutely awesome. Oh, that was thrilling. See, looping the ghosts, it's fun. It is fun as hell. And if you can survive it, after the ghost gets absolutely batshit crazy from speeding up and getting pretty aggressive, because the amount of times they got line of sight of us, oh, it gets so thrilling. If the hunt was just like a second more, I would have been dead. Right? It was like, I am prepared to die, and then it just stopped hunting when it was like right here in my face. It's like, well, all right. Holy smokes. But that's the problem with only bringing one smudge. I mean, you could bring in multiple smudges, but then you don't have the flashlight to lure the ghost to you, and you don't have proper lighting because it's so dark in these houses. But wow, that was quite the loop there. Absolutely insane. So let's see, what else did we want to do? It did kind of feel like that was a polter, right? We heard two throws that sounded like a multi-throw. And you know what? I'm gonna do some science and go with polter. And it's just the way it threw the items was absolutely insane. So how the polter works is that every ghost essentially has a chance to throw an item every zero point 0.5 seconds, which sounds pretty crazy because I mean, if if you get a polter, it's chucking stuff all the time, right? It has 100% chance of throwing an item zero point 0.5, yeah, every zero point 0.5 seconds. Other ghosts, it's around 50% or less, right? So don't get debated by that because there are ghosts that do chuck a lot of items. And if it's doing it 50% of the time every zero point 0.5 seconds, I mean, it can look like and sound like a polter, right? But we heard two throws before the hunt that sound like multiple items. And when the ghost got it pretty angry at us, it started looping around the island. The amount of stuff it was throwing and with the intensity of the throws, it did definitely feel like it was polter. So I think just for science and for the memes, we will go polter and see what we get. But I think I need a rest and a little bit of a cool down after that really intense loop there. Holy, that was crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Hey, poltergeist, baby. Give me that money, baby. Yes. A nice cool $2,000. Oh, and I think we leveled. Let's go. Oh, so we either got a GG like now, or we would have lost all of our items and died. So this is a good outcome. It's a happy ending. Hey, oh, unlock, baby! We got the tier 3 ghostwriting book. Let's go. Hell yeah. Oh man, this is exciting. How much is this book? 3,000? Eh, I think we can afford it. Oh man. Oh, this is a great video. Holy shit. Uh, this is why looping is actually super, super fun. It's so good. All right, so um, yeah, I think even if you're like a beginner or semi-pro, this is actually pretty fun. It's a great way to learn the controls of the game, to figure out ways to get away from the ghost. Bring in two instants if you want, if you can turn on all the lights. The ghost will turn off the breaker eventually, so be careful about that. Because then you're gonna be seeing in the dark and be like, I don't know where I'm going. It's gonna be so bad if you don't have a flashlight on you. But we will go to Camp Woodwind and I will show you the ultimate speedrun strat. And I'll show you one that allows you to really take the time and effort to get the ghost right on a very, very high percentage rather than the speedrun strat that is just like you just get one hunt, think that you know what the ghost is, make a guess out of 1 out of 24 ghosts, and then just hope that you get some XP and run that every 30 seconds or a minute in the investigation. It's kind of stupid. Like if you get the ghost right, you're like, yeah, I got it right. It's like, yeah, but you guessed. Who cares? This is a game about investigating what the ghost is, not like guessing it. It's so stupid. So I'll show you guys my modifier for the Camp Woodwind site. It's about the same modifier, but it has a little bit added extras to it, and I will definitely love to show you guys so that you guys can essentially grind and get the gear that you want rather than having to deal with tier 1 items. Tier 1 items are junk and the tier 3 items are so fun to play with. I am just starting to unlock them, so I haven't really got a chance to play with them. And essentially, just today, I think I went from level 53, 54, and now I'm level 62. So, and I've only been playing for, yeah, I think powered level for about an hour before this video, and now we're an hour into the video, and we leveled, what, once or twice already? So, it's absolutely broken. So it's super cool. Let's go back to Willow and let's see if we can loop the ghost a little bit better than the last time. Um, it was just, yeah, first of all, I didn't quite know where the ghost was, where it was going to hunt. It started hunting in the hallway and caught line of sight of me right away. And then, yeah, it just got eventually faster and faster. And then I completely lost control of being able to loop the ghost properly. So that was absolutely insane. I was like, please, please stop hunting. Please stop hunting. Please stop hunting. And we lived, baby. Hells yeah. All right, let's do that again. That was fun. That was really, really fun. But as you can see, that if you don't have hiding, you don't have a backup plan, right? You could rush to the garage, I suppose, but then if the ghost starts checking the garage and starts, trying to, loop you in a very sneaky way, it gets a little scary. So breaking line of sight is very, very important when it comes to looping the ghost. All right, let's go. Go, go, go. Run. Oh god, turn on the light. Yes, we made it, and we found the bone. That's 25 bucks. Thank you. Now the bone isn't part of the multiplier, so it's not very important. The bone essentially just helps get the perfect game, right? If you get the bone, all 10 photos with 3 stars, and get the ghost right, get all the objectives done, then boom. Oh, I think the ghost is, I think, in the bathroom. Then you get the perfect game bonus, and you can make a nice chunk of money that way, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, I think it's either hallway or bathroom. Now, if you didn't notice the multi-throws last game with the Polter, you can definitely check out the video and kind of get used to how I was able to figure out the multi-throws. Now, if the ghost doesn't see me this up close, I think we're dealing with a yokai. It's completely ignoring me. I think I know what the ghost is, guys. Yep. Alright, yokai. I'm out of here. Let's collect our experience. Let's go. Now the yokai is known to only be able to track your equipment and your voice only about 3-meter radius. So the yokai actually needs to be very, very close to you in order to be able to track you on a consistent basis. Once you break line of sight of it and you're out of its range of hearing, then it's gonna just lose track of you and just like completely ignore you. It's not gonna know where the hell you are. Even with your flashlight on and talking to it and yelling at it, so.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
But instead, we got one of the most deadliest ghosts in the game, and it did not see us. What the hell? This is a ghost that loves electronics, and it did not even see us or sense us. What a stupid ghost. Excuse me. Wait, what was the... Oh, we collected enough bones to get the weekly. 500 bucks. I'll take it. This would have been such an easy ghost to figure out. Oh my god. I want to loop this ghost, guys. I should have waited for the another hunt, but it was so obvious that it was just completely ignoring us. Unless if it got stuck in a room. It does tend to get stuck in the guest bedroom. I think it's a blue bedroom, right? It's like a child's bedroom. And the ghost tends to I don't know. It gets stuck in that room. I don't understand. I think the devs do need to fix that, but oh, that would have been such a good ghost to loop because then I would have been able to show you guys how if you turn on your flashlight, you'll see the ghost get energized and go really quick around you, and then if you turn off the flashlight, it slows down and becomes a normal speed ghost. Oh, that would have been such a good ghost to loop. Oh man, I feel so bad, but it was so obviously acting like a yokai. Ah, I'm mad. I'm a
Moonlite.
salty dog right now.
Equipment
Very
installed
very
at gunpoint.
salty. I would have loved to loop that ghost.
Doing
It
the
would have
job.
been so good,
Switching.
and we would have been able to demonstrate some really cool ghost mechanics right there. God damn it, man. So if I allowed the ghost to come to me, I would have figured it out, but yeah. Feels bad. That was weird. That was super, super weird. I hate when the ghosts get stuck in rooms. It's the worst. So let's turn on this light too. Garages are back up. Alright. Oh! Where's the ghost? Oh god. Oh, it's an Abake! Oh god! Oh god! Oh boy! Run! Run for the... Yeah, there we go. This kind of counts as a hiding spot. I just don't want the ghost to find us in the garage. Don't come over here, don't come. As you can see, the ghost model changed. I think it went from the crawling grunge Lisa model to the child. Yeah, let's just collect our payment and get the heck out of here. Ooh, that was pretty awesome. I was like, where's the ghost? And then it just turned the corner. I'm like, oh shit, it's the crawling ghost. And then it changed its model. Hell yeah. Oh, Bake, baby. Unless if it's going to be a mimic and completely integrate us. See, this looping challenge is so much fun. I highly recommend that you might get used to this challenge and just practice. You can essentially practice this by turning off losing
Welcome
your
back.
items
I've
in the
prepared some jobs for
multiplier,
you.
and then you can just practice and not have to worry about losing your items if you die. All right, there you go. A nice solid 2,000 bucks. That mission took what? A minute and a half? Actually, we could actually look at that. Yeah, it took us... This is absolutely broken. 1 minute and 17 seconds. Let's go. That's so good. Oh man. Well, that was oh wait, I've only been recording for an hour? Okay. Well, I don't want to make this video super super long. So, let's do a quick recap here before we go to the campsite. So, looping is all about what you're comfortable with. You could essentially loop the ghosts, and then if it gets too fast, you could smudge it and then duck behind the counter, the kitchen counter or a truck, and then allow the ghost to, well, hopefully it doesn't find you after you smudge it. But then by the time it finds you, it's probably going to be pretty late in the hunt, and it will stop hunting probably by the time it recovers from the being smudged and looking for you. Or you could just do what I did. Try and get as far away from the ghost as you can after you repel it, because it was at max speed, right? It was getting really really fast, and then essentially use the garage as your secondary hiding spot and just hide behind the vehicle and hope that it doesn't come to you. But then you could essentially stay nice and low behind the vehicle and just loop the ghost, and it will either lose track of you and walk away, or it's gonna eventually slow down after not being able to chase you for a while, right? Let's see, what else can we talk about? Um, Now there are, if you don't feel comfortable looping, you could essentially stand in a long hallway and allow the ghost to use its ability or charge you just to see how much it speeds up while coming at you, or maybe it will change model, then smudge it and then go for a hiding spot. That's actually a good way to learn how to challenge the ghost, right? That's going to be probably a beginner or semi-pro way to deal with the hunt and figure out information from the hunt and the ghost, to essentially be able to identify it. And it's kind of like your first impression on how to deal with the hunt in a way that kind of feels like looping or um, challenging the ghost head on, right? Playing chicken with the ghost, essentially, right? And yeah, if you stay ducked, even with your flashlight on, it will just stay the same speed as long as you stay out of line of sight of it. If you want to go absolutely batshit crazy and have the ghost at max speed and essentially really manage your dashing and your walking very effectively and cut corners very sharp, you can still loop the ghost. I think eventually the ghost will catch up to you, but then it's going to be so late into the hunt if you loop it so well that it will either end the hunt or you just smudge it and then just get some distance from the ghost or get ready to loop it again, and then you're good to go, right? um, so yeah, there's many ways to loop the ghost and keep yourself safe. And yeah, it's really fun. It's very intense. Your heart pumps whenever you kind of lose control of the ghost speed, and it it goes absolutely wild. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to essentially learn how to survive a ghost and challenge the ghost head on. So we're gonna go now to our next modifier. Oh no, I saved my inside a building modifier. To Oh yeah, this is the modifier the speedrunners are using, but it's so bad. I don't like it. I'd rather take a lower modifier and be able to identify the ghost maybe 20 to 30% of the time more than the speedrunners that are just essentially getting one hunt and then guessing. Because this has the breaker off and flashlights off, right? Um, yeah, and it has zero grace period. I love giving myself at least 1 second so that if the ghost does spawn on top of you, you have at least 1 second to just inch just a few meters away from the ghosts, right? Before it starts hunting, and then essentially you can get ready to loop it or at least smudge it. But then you have to have that quick reaction time, right? It's still pretty very deadly having 1 second grace period. Um, and yeah, they just have the breaker broken and all that kind of stuff. You will never be able to figure out the Jinn. You'll never be able to figure out the mare. Um, if you have flashlights off, you're not going to be able to use a flashlight or level 1 dots projector to essentially figure out if it's a Raiju. So there's just many ways that you're kind of breaking your chance of identifying the ghost with this kind of modifier. So what I have done, we're going to go back to my modifier, and so we're going to be using this one, but we're going to change just a few things up just to make the modifier a little bit more juicier for leveling. So we're going to have sprinting off. Now that sounds very scary, right? But at least at the campsite, we are going to be bringing in 2 smudges. So if you can loop the ghost fairly comfortably, cut corners very sharply, and then smudge the ghost, hopefully you can get away from the ghost with just 1 smudge so that you can have a chance to get multiple hunts and save as many smudges as you can. We're going to also have... Ooh. You know what? I got the dot... Oh yeah, I got the tier 3 dots now. If you have the tier 2 or 3 dots, you can turn off flashlights and it won't affect the dots. If you have the tier 1 dots, it actually counts as a flashlight and it doesn't work, which is kind of weird. But I mean, it is a handheld device, so I mean, it makes sense, but it's kind of weird because it's not a flashlight. But yeah, we're gonna turn off flashlights off, and I'm gonna show you a way to essentially figure out other ghosts that need electronics to figure out. We're gonna have all those high, because if you have these high and you're dealing with a Goryo and it stays in the same room, you're gonna be able to figure out Goryo for sure. We're gonna have grace period at 1. Now we're gonna have the hunt duration on medium. And why is that? It's so that we can not get chased as long. Because we're not gonna have an island to break line of sight. We're gonna be using camp, what do they call it? Picnic tables, right? Now the picnic tables are funny because they break line of sight, but only like temporarily, if that makes any sense. It's almost like XCOM where you have half cover and full cover. The island acts as full cover. These picnic tables act as half cover. So the ghost can kind of see through them, but not enough to. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes the ghost will not even see you, and sometimes the ghost will see you and not speed up, and then sometimes the ghost will see you and speed up, but very slowly. It's weird, but I'll show you guys. But yes, you'll want it on medium. Yeah, no evidence. We're pros, man. We're pros. Why do we need evidence? And foggy weather. This is, you will want fog weather for the campsite because you're going to be able to see in the dark in the fog. It's so good, so broken. Hiding spot, we're not going to need hiding spots. Sanity monitors, nah. Now we're going to have the fuse box on. This is going to allow us to figure out the mayor and the Jinn. So doing it from what the speedrunners are doing that are like trying to get the ghost right maybe 50-40% of the time and just doing one hunt and going as fast as they possibly can, or doing it accurately, thoroughly, get maybe 2 or 3 hunts in and get the ghost right most of the time, I think is so much better to play Phasmo than what these weird speedrunners are doing. What they're doing is essentially they're playing hours on end every day. They're doing the same challenge every day and just getting in as many games to essentially make their experience. It's so stupid. Like, I can just play this casually on my modifier, right? Get the ghost right maybe 70-80% of the time, play maybe an hour, and I still level maybe up to 5 times. It's so good. It feels amazing. But then they are essentially prestige 12 and 20 already, like max level, which is just like, come on, guys. Like, Phasmo's only been out for maybe less than a week, like this update. So why? Why are you ruining the game like this? It's so stupid. I don't get it. And we got bragging rights. Like, who cares? Who cares? Just enjoy the game. Have fun, right? And we're going to save this and we'll hit apply, go to Camp Woodwind. And now what items do we need? Same items as we brought in the houses, right? We're going to need some salt. Now we're going to actually be using a lot of this stuff. So we're going to want tier 1 smudge stick. Oh yeah, we're going to need a dot projector. It's going to be nice to have the dot projector anyways. Oh man, it's going to be so fun to play with this. I don't know if we're going to want this projector. Yeah, we'll play with it. It's gonna give us a bit of a disco party, which is gonna be really, really awesome. We're actually not gonna need the candles. No, yeah, we don't need the candles. Yeah, all you're gonna need is a crucifix, the igniters, the firelight. Wait a minute. What are they calling firelight again? Is that candles? It's kind of confusing. Yeah, I don't need candles. No candles, no candles. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Wait, why is there candles in the truck right now? Just remove that. Oh, there we go. Okay. That was the first loadout. These loadout screens in the shop is very confusing. It's very weird. I hope that they fix it. So yeah, we need igniters and incense. Yeah. I think we only need maybe 2 lighters, even just one. It's okay. Parabolic. I don't think we're gonna need a parabolic. Parabolic's actually pretty good for Banshee. Yeah, let's bring one. And we're definitely going to need salt. Now, the salt that you'll want for this particular challenge is the tier 2 salt, because you got a nice line of salt, and you don't want the ghost to slow down. You want to get the full behavior of the ghost. So I think this looks pretty good. Yeah, perfect. Looks good. All right, let's hop in and show you my speedrun strat. Let's go. Or I should call this the thorough speedrun strat. And I'll show you, well, I'll do my best to show you how accurate you can be with this challenge. So it's going to be so good to have the breaker on. Flashlights don't work, obviously. So what you're going to do for the first hunt is bring in 2 smudges and a lighter. And the first hunt is just to get a gauge of what the ghost is. And if you can figure out what the ghost is after the first hunt... Oh my god! Wait, was it out of bounds? The ghost is cheating? Well, it already did like a Mare ability there. That was pretty busted. Could also be an Oni. You know what? I'm gonna go over here because I'm scared that it could be a Banshee, or if that's the ghost room. So you have 2 looping spots for this challenge. You got the picnic tables and then you got the campfire. So I'm gonna start. Yeah, we were in the ghost room. It's not an Oni. It's not. Wait, is this a Hantu? Look how slow it is. I think it's a Hantu, guys. Look how slow it is. Oh my god. Come on, chubby. Why can't you get me? Okay, I'm gonna go Hantu, guys. It was so slow, especially around the campfire. Go, 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 go. Speed run. Go, guys. Oh, yeah. So why did I go Hantu? It's because it wasn't as slow as a Revenant. When it got line of sight of us, it didn't charge us. It's the only ghost that can go that slow whenever it's outside of its ghost room. Because if the Hantu is really hot and warm, it's not going to go fast at all. It's going to slow right down. When it's in a ghost room or in a freezing room, then it's going to be super, super fast. Hey, we unlocked the thermal. Let's go. Oh my god. Money, money, money. Money. See how broken this challenge is? And it took us 1 minute and 16 seconds. And what's so good about doing this on the campsite is that the looping rooms that you use to figure out the ghost is right next to the gate. So you figure out the ghost, pack it in, hit the button, bye, and boom, a quick $2,500. And if you get all the objectives with it, you could make almost close to 4,000 experience. It's so good. And there you go. Now that was what a lot of speedrunners want to see, a ghost that was very, very obvious, but just doing it thoroughly and making sure that we test the ghost properly is going to be the way to go. All right, let's go. Let's hop back in. I think we'll do this for like 15 minutes and see how many ghosts we get. And yeah, I really hope that you guys are enjoying this video because it's cool. This is very, very cool stuff. And this is definitely such a great way to grind through the game and get through the levels quickly. So yeah, once again, grab 2 smudges, get an idea of what ghost you're dealing with. Is it going to be a fast ghost? Is it going to be a slow ghost? You'll want to definitely hear maybe where the ghost is going to be coming from. Because like I said, I was going to be like, oh, I'm moving out of here because the ghost is like right here. Now being in the ghost room sometimes can be helpful. It's just to identify one ghost, and that is the shade. But that is so ballsy, so gutsy, especially if you don't have a crucifix to protect you. Oh, there we go. Here comes the ghost. Let's get an idea. The ghost feels kind of slow there initially. Okay, it's not an Oni. It's not a phantom. Oh god, oh god. It's catching up, it's catching up. Oh god, smudge! Smudge! Let's try and keep it away. There you go. We only had to use one smudge. Yeah, I couldn't really figure out the ghost right away there, so we're going to bring in more items. So what you'll want to bring in is the dots, the crucifix, and the salt. And these help you figure out an average speed ghost. Like maybe three or four more ghosts than you can just by guessing. Let's put on the salt. Now you want to place the salt where you're going to be looping the ghost, so that it's forced to walk through. We have electronic piece of equipment on the ground, so that if it's a Raiju, it will siphon the power from it and get pretty speedy. Of course, that's going to make it hard to loop, but I mean, you have two smudges, so. And then we put down a crucifix in case if we are dealing with a banshee or what's it called? Ah, crap. Oh my god, a wraith. Because if they try and hunt right on top of you, it's going to use the crucifix. And then you'll be like, oh, okay. I have an idea what ghost this might be. Oh man, that dot projector is so cool. This is the first time that I've been able to use it. It probably works better if it's on a wall or something, maybe. Oh man, I haven't been able to play with the tier 3 equipment yet, so being able to unlock them is so badass. It definitely does feel like a normal speed ghost, eh? Oh, it's definitely not a Raiju. Didn't siphon any power. Oh, I think it walked through the salt. Yeah, this is gonna be a very, very stinky ghost. Didn't feel like a Jinn. Maybe we'll do maybe one more hunt. This might be a ghost that we're gonna unfortunately have to guess. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, should we bring the parabolic? See if it's Banshee? It's not acting like a Banshee though. It's actually pretty easy to figure out the Banshee without having to use the parabolic. Because then you'll notice the ghost kind of following you or trying to hunt on top of you. So we'll do one more hunt and see what it is. We know that it's not The, Moroi, or Dio. It's doing quite a few ghost events though. It did burst the lights over here, so maybe it might be a mare? Maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's a Banshee or Wraith. I did smudge it. We'll see how quickly it starts hunting. It's not a Phantom or an Oni. It doesn't seem aggressive enough to be a demon. It's not Revenant, not Hantu. It hasn't changed ghost models. Not a... Oh. What is that all about? It's doing lots of ghost events though. And it did a throw over there. It did a ghost event over there. So it's probably not a Goryo. I kind of need to listen to the footsteps a little bit more because I've been kind of getting debated by the twins a little bit, which is weird because twins can be slow and be fast, but just because these are... Okay, that actually sounds faster. You know what? This might be the twins, guys. Oh god. Oh boy. Stop following. Stop following. I think this might be twins. Yeah. I think so. Oh god. We're gonna have to use the second smudge. No! Get away! Ah! Go away! Yeah, I think this is twins. The first hunt seemed a little bit slower than average, and this one was definitely definitely felt a little faster. And we got 2 objectives. Oh my god. This is going to be a huge payout. Come on, be twins, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That'd be so good. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm enjoying doing these videos with you guys. I really hope that you guys like the videos. It's giving me a good time. Yes! Yes! And I figured out the twins because one hunt, the ghost felt a little slower than average speed, and then that hunt that we just witnessed was a much faster ghost. Look at that payout, baby! Yes! Oh, man! Look at that, we're gonna get to level 65. Oh man, I kind of just want to keep power grinding some more, but I don't know. I don't want it to be too broken. Essentially, if I put like multiple hours into just doing this challenge over and over again, I could essentially probably prestige by tomorrow. but no, I would get so bored. But I mean, this challenge is fun, right? It's absolutely fun. And look at that, we just got to $50,000, baby. Oh, and look at that payout. Like, this is what, maybe 3 runs on maybe Nightmare, right? And we did it in what? Like, we did a lot of hunts, but that was like 5 minutes. And a lot of Nightmare runs are probably between 5 to maybe 15 minutes, depending what kind of how difficult the ghost is. And we did all that in just 5 minutes. So I mean, you can see how good this power grind is, right? It's just so good, so amazing. And it doesn't really matter what tier of equipment you have, because we're using the tier 1 smudge most of the time, right? And I mean, the tier 2 salt is very, very good for this challenge. You could essentially use tier 1 crucifixes. You only need to protect yourself maybe once before you can figure out the ghost. You can essentially look at the camera before you go in to see if it's maybe a mimic. You'll be able to see the orbs if it's near the entrance. And then we use the dot projector, but you'll need the tier 2 dot projector in order to have it work with flashlights on. If you are using tier 1 equipment, you could essentially just toss in maybe an EMF or maybe a spirit box or any electronic like a paramic to give the same effect. As long as it's an electronic device and it works and you can turn it on, then you can definitely figure out the Raiju with that. Yeah, let's do a few more games. Let's do this. And what you're trying to do essentially is try and loop the ghost as long as you can before having to use... Oh, it turned off the breaker already. It's not a Jinn. Trying to hold on to your smudges for as long as you can, so if you have a very, very difficult ghost and you just can't figure it out, you can do as many hunts as you have smudges, and yeah, you're gonna stay protected. And it's actually not a hard challenge. Like, the looping is essentially just trying to avoid using all your resources, right? That's essentially what the looping is for, and kind of gauging how fast the ghost is. Oh, hello there. We might have to get ready for the hunt over at the campfire. Now that gives me an idea that it could probably be an Oni that's just that is very close to us, or it could be a Banshee being like, "Hello, I'm here. Get ready for me to hunt on top of you." And also, what's very important is to continue moving around. Oh, it's not a phantom or an Oni. Oh boy, oh boy, oh no! I had my finger on the trigger and I just never pulled it in time. Oh man, feels bad. Ah.
Welcome back. I've
Oh.
got some jobs ready for you.
Well, what did I say earlier? Right? It turned off the breaker. That's why you want the breaker on, right? Because then you'll have the ability to figure out mare or Jin, right? And if it's turning off the breaker right away, it's probably a good indication that it's going to either be a mare or a Hantu. Now, the Hantu is going to be pretty easy to figure out because it has freezing breath come out of its mouth while it's hunting, and it's either extremely slow or very, very fast, right? But you will not figure out the mare unless if it turns off the breaker, right? So the mare is actually, it's a very hard ghost to figure out, but I already was like, could this be a mare? It turned out the breaker, and I think we could have got that if it didn't clap my cheeks. Ah, man, and I was like just ready to smudge it, and I was like, okay, I can wait for a little longer, just a little longer, and then yeah, God damn it! And as you can see, we lost our items, but we have it on auto buy, so it just bought new items for me. So there you go. Even though we lost all of our equipment, it bought all the equipment for us as long as it's in your shop. And yeah, there you go. And what's cool about having auto buy, it will just buy the items that you have allocated into the truck, right? So that's actually really good. I feared that I didn't want to put auto buy because then it would just keep buying things over and over and over again. But let's just buy what you are short from with the equipment that you want to bring into the truck. So that's actually very, very good. That's an amazing algorithm right there. All right, well, let's try this challenge maybe one or two more times. Um, yeah, that was just me being stupid because I was like, wait for it, wait for. Oh, never mind. I'm dead.
Alright, we're here.
Yeah,
Take a look at these
I didn't
equipment
have to
packs
wait
there
that long to
before
smudge
we
it.
start the
I
investigation.
was just a dummy. And my finger was like right on the right mouse
Good.
click
Wait there.
button, so it's
Let's
like,
take a closer look.
oh no, we're dealing with a
I'll be
lavender.
right back.
It's a developer. It's maybe the developer's sister. Um, yeah, Lavender is he's the second coder on the team, beside DK, who is the main developer of the game. DK was all by himself when he made the game initially for a full year, and then he hired Lavender and CJ a year later because Phasmo just blew up, absolutely blew up, and DK is like, oh god, I can't do this all by myself, right? um, and then just I think for the Apocalypse updates, which happened in October of last year, they hired a guy named Jack, or nicknamed Skinner, or maybe his name is Jack Skinner. But yeah, it, they're a pretty amazing developer team. Actually, they're amazing guys. They really are. I know that the community kind of trash on them, or kind of be like, "What the hell was wrong with you guys?" from time to time because people want updates on demand or have bugs fixed on demand. And I mean, it's an early access game, so we're all essentially beta testers. Oh no, it's the kid model. She doesn't see me though. Wait, is this the yokai? Wait a minute. I'm gonna spam my radio frequent. Now, if it's not gonna debate me, this is gonna be a yokai. You know what? I'm gonna go yokai. So if you don't have an electronic in your hand, you could essentially use your global comms. That's what the weird sound was happening there, and the global comms acts as an electronic device. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go yokai with this one, guys, because the ghost absolutely ignored me. But we had a Raiju absolutely ignore me when I had my flashlight on, and I was pretty salty about that. I wanted that Raiju so bad. There you go.
I've prepared
Yeah,
some jobs for
I
you.
was spamming the global comms, and the ghost did not even pay attention to me. It was like, where did you go? Where did you go? There you go. Now we actually got the yokai this time. Ooh. Ooh, almost level to 66. I think I got time for one more game. Let's try and level up to the 66 and we will end the video. But thank you very much for watching, guys. This is fantastic. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content so far. This is a new project that I have been thinking about doing because I was like, you know what? There's not very many like tailored videos to specific challenges and mechanics in the game. So I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. And if you guys have any friends that want to learn this kind of stuff, and if you really enjoyed the video and want to recommend it to your friends, hey, you know, I'm just here to help, right? I wouldn't call myself a pro, but I know quite a bit about the game. So I just want to essentially get you guys to get a better experience at the game and feel very confident about your ghost hunting abilities. So that's what we're here to do. And I don't know what happened to the fog. This is the second match where there's no fog, but it's pretty nice. It's very calm, very chill, relaxing. Beautiful weather for a ghost hunt in the campsite. Oh, there we go. Took a little while there. There's the ghosty. Is it gonna be a Jin? Didn't feel like it was charging us. It's not an Oni. It's not a Phantom. Oh boy, it's getting a little speedy though. Get away! Go away, ghosty. Oh god. Oh jeez. That smudge didn't work very long. Alright. You didn't get much information. It's definitely just an average ghost. So we're gonna have to essentially get a little creative here. Let's bring in dots, salt, and a cruci. So the cruci helps identify Wraith and Banshee if they're gonna try and spawn on top of you. The salt helps with figuring out the Wraith. And the dots helps with figuring out the Raiju. And we're gonna grab our smudge and lighter again and grab another smudge in case we need it. And do we have any objectives for like smudging and stuff? Oh, I didn't need that. Oh, we got one of them. Okay, that cleanse. Okay, perfect. So that just gives us a little extra money. All right, I'm ready for another hunt. Let's do this. Got a little bit of information. Well, I don't want to look at my ghost lists since those could hunt us at any minute now or try and spawn on top of us. Let's stay on top of our crucifix for protection. Alright, Ghosty, it's your move. What do you got for us? Oh, there we go. It's not a myling. We could hear it very clearly from a long ways away. It's not a Raiju. They went through the salt. It's not a Wraith. Oh god, oh god. Oh boy. It doesn't seem to be a Bake. It's not changing models. Oh no, this is gonna be a stinky ghost. Oh wait, is the breaker off? Could it be another mare? Maybe. It's not any of those. Not that. Haven't really tested for yokai, but it's been tracking us very, very effectively. It's not a Wraith, not a Phantom, not an Oni. It doesn't feel like twins or a mimic. Doesn't seem to be a polter. I think we smudged it earlier and it hunted us before 3 minutes. So definitely not a spirit. Let's grab our last smudge. And essentially we could like listen for Banshee or whatnot, but yeah. I think we could figure out Banshee just through the behavior alone. Yeah, this is probably gonna be... Oh wait, it's always been hunting in that spot, right? This could be a Goryo, guys. I think it could be a Goryo for sure. So if it spawns over there again, for the next hunt, I think we're gonna go Goryo. Oh, wait a minute. Threw something over there. Oh, oh. 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 Oh, oh. Kind of feels like the ghost is getting a little closer. I mean, that room is huge though, like around the campfire. So it could spawn there, 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 there. That'd be essentially the same room. Let's see where the ghost comes from. Oh, it touched the tent. Oh shit. Okay, probably not a Goryo. Oh wait, it lost track of us? Wait a minute. Is this oh no, it's not a yokai. Okay. Found this right away. It seems slower though, hey? It's kind of suspicious. Is this maybe twins? Yeah, definitely not Goryo. Not a Jin, because it turned out the breaker. It doesn't feel like a Banshee at all. It's not Obake. Hasn't been changed in Ghost model. Now if it's a Onryo or a Yuri or even the Shades, those would be very difficult to figure out. It doesn't seem aggressive enough to be a demon, right? Oh. That was a fast hunt, but I think that was a little bit... I think that was about 25 seconds, so... Oh boy, oh boy. Is this twins? I don't think so. Oh my god. Smudge has like very little effect on it. I only have one smudge left, guys. We might have to guess this one. Could it be demon? I don't know. For some of the hunts, it seems slow and then a little faster, right? I don't know. This is a tough one, guys. Should I go twins? And is it aggressive enough to be demon? I don't know if the demon has any like ability to lessen the amount of time it's smudged. I think Sinister has mentioned that, and then he kind of got debunked. But actually, Sinister is an amazing Phasmophobia player and a great streamer. So be sure to check him out. It's just that he thought he heard that the demon gets affected less by the smudge, and we didn't see any evidence of that or any proof of that. I think it's a little too aggressive for a Shade, right? I think it's gonna be like one of these three. I kind of feel that way. We could try and smudge it one more time and see how quickly it hunts, because a demon can hunt every 20 seconds after a hunt without being smudged. And if you do smudge it, it will only last 1 minute between the smudges, right? So if I need to smudge it, which is right about now. Oh god, I need to live though. I need to. Oh shit, no! Ah! We'll time the next time. Oh no, but then. Oh no. Now I gotta live the next hunt though. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to guess this, unfortunately. It's one of those ghosts that just isn't gonna be easy to identify, right? Yeah, if you have like this combo, it did turn off the breaker, but any ghost can do that. Ooh boy. It could actually be maybe a demon. It just feels like the demon would be more, just a little touch more aggressive, but should we go demon? We'll do one more if I get it wrong, but I'm kind of curious now. I really want to know what this ghost is. Super, super curious. And I do want to get to the next level, which is what, 66? Oh! That was twice where we probably should have got the mirror right. Oh, no. Yeah, it's just... it wasn't aggressive enough to be a demon. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. But there you go, right? most of the time, when even with this modification where you can essentially get the ghost right,
Alright,
most of the time
take
you
a look at
start
the
doubting
equipment and
yourself,
prepare
and that's
accordingly before
probably
starting
your
the
worst enemy right
investigation.
there, is that doubt.
There have been no reports of a
And
single
then
object
you're
on
like,
site.
is it this ghost? But then your first reaction was like, no, it had to have been that. Had to have been that. Oh, oh, someone spotted spotted me playing Phasmo. Oh no, no, I'm not playing Phasmo. I'm not doing it. They're onto me. Oh god, the ghost is like right next to me. Run! I'm using the campfire. Oh, where's the ghost? Yeah, right there you go. The ghost spawned in my room. Oh, oh, oh god, where's the... I can't see this ghost very well. Is that a phantom? No, no, it's blinking pretty average. It's just the model being very, very difficult. Was it strong enough to be a banshee? Didn't throw any of that stuff though. Oh man, I hate the child model. It's just so low to the ground and hard to figure out. Let's try and loop the ghosts by the picnic tables. Let's try. But I think this might be the ghost room. The crucifix will help with that though. Oh god, yeah. The ghost is still in this room. So maybe... Oh, it's going through the salt. Okay, that helps. It's definitely not a wraith. Let's see how aggressive this ghost is. It's definitely average, but let's see how fast it is when it goes through the dots. Now you don't need to turn on the fire bolter. You don't need to turn on the fire to essentially use it as a blocker, but it just makes it nice, warm, and comforting. It's actually kind of bad to turn on the fire when you have the child ghost model, because it's harder to see. Is it? Could this be a bolter? I don't know. It's definitely staying in that room, that's for sure. This might be a Goryo, guys. Oh, oh my god, it's chucking us so much stuff. Did I just hear it tap next to me? Oh god. Oh god. I might want the crucifix protection. I'm scared. Does this ghost follow me? A ghost vent? Where? You're way over there. What are you doing over there? Yeah, hunt right there, actually. Hunt from there. So, if the ghost is moving around, then probably not Goryo. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it did hunt from there. Oh god, it's fast now. It's fast! Oh god! Wait, wait! Wait, is it fast because of the dots? Wait, whoa. Oh wait, no, I saw the breath. I think I saw freezing breath. I think this is a Hantu, guys. Oh, is it done? I think it might be a Hantu. Oh god, we should maybe even look at the cameras and see if we can see any orbs. Because it feels like it's kind of changing behavior, hey? Do we see any orbs? I did see the freezing breath. And it got really speedy where the ghost room was initially. So I don't see any orbs. So I think it might be a Hantu, guys. Let's go Hantu. Alrighty. Yeah, I think we might get debated, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Let's see what we got, guys. On two.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
God, why is the Raiju? Why is the Raiju debating me today? And yeah, there you go. It got fast because of the freaking dot projector. But then I should have probably left, but I have no sprint, so the ghosts kept attacking me before I could get out of the ghost room. Man, uh, and I could have sworn that I saw um, like ghost breath or like freezing breath from the ghost model. I want to level up, guys. I want to get to level 66 before the end of the video. Let's do more one more run. Man.
Alright, we're here.
Ah, that's twice where I should have got the right. See, like this is the beauty of Phasmo, guys. This is the beauty because it's like, was it was it this ghost or was it that ghost? It just debates you sometimes. It's so good. Yeah, the mares and the Raiju, I think we. Oh god, this one's fast. Oh shit. We probably could have got right. Uh, it doesn't sound Thay fast. Let's see if it's a Moroi. I gotta smudge it. Oh god. Don't follow, don't follow. Ah, we weren't able to. Yeah, was that Thay fast or was it Moroi? And could it be a haunt too? There's also that too. We may have to loop it around the fire. This time I won't. It's a standing ghost model, so let's look at the fire. Yeah, I think it's between probably a Moroi or a Thay. I think the Thay would be a little faster than this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna guess Moroi. But we'll see what this next hunt seems like. Wait, the ghost is over here now? Interesting. Let's see what we get this time. And maybe it could be a mimic, right? So if it changes ghost speed, then we'll know it's a mimic. I don't think it was a haunt. We did just smudge it, so it'll take a little while for it to attack. Yeah, it's one of the objectives, so that's going to be some extra cash there. Ooh. What is this ghost doing? Oh, there we go. Now it's hunting. Oh yeah, it's still pretty fast. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Aha! We broke line of sight. Oh, it's coming back. Smudge! Let's see how long it takes for the ghost to be affected by it. The hunt isn't long enough to figure that out. I think it's gonna be Moroi? Maybe? Oh god, I hate this door. Sometimes it opens, sometimes it doesn't. I think I'm gonna go Moroi, guys. Yeah. I don't think it's fast enough for a Thay. They're very, very subtle. The Moroi is around 2.4 meters per second at max speed. If it's chasing you, it can actually be the king of speed and be as high as 3.7 meters per second. There you go. And then the Thay is essentially 2.75 meters per second. So it's just like 0.3 meters per second faster, right? But it does make a world of a difference for sure. And you will find that if the Moroi or if the ghost speeds up when it sounds fast while it's chasing you, then it has to be a Moroi because the Thay won't speed up while it's chasing you. It will always stay at its constant 2.75 meters per second. And there you go, we're level 66, and that was a fantastic video. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed that. I definitely had a great time. That was we definitely had some really spicy good times and some mad loops right there. And there you go, you guys now have the tools to essentially find a way to power level and enjoy unlocking more equipment a little bit faster and maybe tier up faster. So hopefully you guys really enjoyed that video. Thank you very much for watching, and feel free to recommend these videos to your friends. We're going to be making a lot more. One of my videos that is blowing up right now was I was streaming, but we did a YouTube video out of that stream, and that was me playing with tier 1 items on professional level. We'll essentially make videos of me playing on different modes and difficulties with all different kinds of tiered items. And yeah, we'll definitely try and make videos specific toward different mechanics and knowledge about the game, so that you guys can be the best that you possibly could be, right? So that's what these videos are all about, and it's always a pleasure to help you guys and the community. So if you guys want to check out my Twitch streams, I will be streaming tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and on the 26th morning of 9 a.m. as well. So those are going to be really fun streams. I'll probably do a little bit of power grinding, play lots of nightmare games, maybe some insanity runs, maybe no evidence runs, and we'll go absolutely crazy. And I will also develop more YouTube content just for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know this was highly recommended for from my community to essentially learn how to loop. So hopefully that was a great looping tutorial for you guys. And this is definitely for the pros out there. But if you're semi-pro or beginner and you feel that you can loop these ghosts to your heart's content, that's going to be a great way to survive in the game. Do challenges like this that help with some mad leveling, and have a great time. So you guys take care of yourselves. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment if you wish. And if you dislike the video, you know what? Get out of here. We don't even want you anymore. Take a hike. But yeah, I had a great time with you guys, and I will see you next video. You can check us out at twitch.tv/TimmyWolf2022, or you could essentially wait for more videos. And I will also link an amazing ghost guide that will essentially help all different kinds of players, that seems to always get updated no matter what patch is out, so which is freaking amazing, right? So I will see you guys later. Have a good one, and you guys take care of yourselves, and happy gaming. Have a good one, guys. Bye.